What's up guys, Anthony Vapes. Today here with my review of the Desire Mad Dog RDA. I got the green one. I was hoping it would come more to match this green, but it's not. It's more of a lime green, but it's the closest thing I've got. So I'm going to use this today with it. Anyway, as far as disclaimers go, none of those will be needed. I purchased this from Fast Tech myself for around 20 bucks. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much time on the intro. Let me go ahead and shoot into the up close. I'll show you guys the deck. I'll show you how to build on it, how to wick it, and then I'll be back here with my pros, cons, and whether I'd recommend it or not. Alright, so let's take an up close look at the Desire Mad Dog RDA. First, we'll take a look in the box here. It's a pretty basic box. You'll see on the side here we got cross screws, hexagonal screws, and slotted screws. So it has all the different screws, which is a great feature. So the RDA comes in there, and here's our bag of a ton of stuff. So you're gonna get your little Allen wrench, you're gonna get plenty of O-rings and a ton of screws, different kinds. You got your Phillips, your flat, and your hex screws. So the fact that they went overboard to, I mean, this one's only gonna be Phillips and flats in here because they come pre-installed with the hex. But the fact they went above and beyond and gave options for people for whatever they like is a huge, huge pro in my book. Let's take a look at the build deck. It's going to be coming in from the top. It's a straight deck. I would have much preferred staggered, but I'll show you how to kind of get around that. Here's your airflow. So your airflow is actually diagonal up. So it's going to be hitting your coils on the way up to your drip tip. So it's almost like bottom airflow, not quite, but it's like a little bit different from side. It's a little better than side, but a little below bottom. So it's kind of nice to have this airflow. It's a pretty good design. I think they did it first in their Yuri, and I know they do it in their new Vapes one as well. It says Mad Dog right here, but it's a very nice designed airflow to get you good flavor. You can take out your negative if you want to. Here's your positive pin. It does protrude a little bit. That's about it on the deck. Top cap says Mad Dog. This is a green one. It's a little bit of a lime green. I would have preferred personally more of like a deep green, but it still looks nice, and there's not a lot of green options, so beggars can't be choosers. It also comes with this little disc. This disc is cool because you can actually use it on any atomizer you want. This screws to the bottom here. And what that's going to do is a couple things. Number one, it's going to protect your mod from getting scratched, which is always good. And number two, it's going to protect it from the heat. So the heat generated off the RDA itself is not going to dissipate over to your mod. It will keep your mod cooler. So this is a good idea, and you can actually use this on any of your devices that you wanted to. It just screws on. So that's pretty cool. Here's your drip tip. It has that PEI stuff drip tip. And it just pops in. It's friction fit. So that's rather nice. So let's go ahead and get into building this. Now when it comes to building on it, like I said, it doesn't have a staggered deck, so there's going to be ways to get around that. The best way that I found personally is to pre-cut your leads, much like you would do on a postless deck. So I'm going to show you the little trick to that. Is basically what we're going to do is install one first. Right about where we want it. This is about as big of a coil as you can get in this deck. 3 millimeter. And we're going to take our wire cutters and cut it. So that will be the second coil that we install. The first coil you install, you don't have to do that with, because there's nothing in the way of it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in. This is a pre-made coil, so you know I gotta make it fit. I like to use pre-made for this because it's just easier and quicker for me. Nice big hex screws. Gotta love that. We can just adjust it. Sticking our rods in there, coil jigs, drill bits, whatever you're using, and prop it up so it's lined up with the airflow. As you can see, the airflow is going to hit right on that coil, which is what we wanted to do. Now we can clip the leads. And now I can put in my second coil with the leads already clipped, so I don't have to worry about them hitting this coil. Alright, now that we got both of them in there, easy enough. I do like how the screws come from the top, so it's good with, you know, flat wire like this, or they're big coils compared to side ones. But let's get the hot spots out. We're going to go ahead and pulse it. Use something ceramic, like the ceramic sticks here, or ceramic tweezers. And we're just going to pulse it and strum. So you can see my leads right now are burning on one side. The other side's not really anything, so got to get this to be nice and even. Make sure all my coils are nice and tight in there. Remember, heat does loosen up your connection, so you want to make sure that it's nice and tight, because heat makes metal expand, and then when it cools off it contracts, so that can cause screws to become loose. And here we go, you see they're heating up nice and evenly now. Very simple. Alright, now that it's cooled down, we're going to go ahead and wick it. It's an RDA, so they're pretty simple and easy to wick. All I'm going to say, I use cotton bacon because it's easy for me. You just pull off the amount you need. There's no tricks. You don't have to do any rolls or anything like that. So you just pull off the piece that you need and slide it on through. You want to make sure it's in there snug, but not too snug to where you can fit it, but it doesn't move around the coils. And it's an RDA, so I mean, they're easy to wick. There's not a lot of tricks to wicking in RDA, to be perfectly honest, because you're going to drip directly down on the cotton anyway, so really not much to it. You got all your cotton in there. You just want to fluff it out a little bit. And it's already pretty fluffy. This one's not really packed tight, so pretty good to go. Then you can just trim it up again, get rid of all the little parts hanging off. And then you're just going to pick up your leads and tuck them in. And if you have any issues doing this, you can also put a little bit of juice on it. I usually do for RTAs. I'll juice them up before I tuck the leads in, but for RDAs, doesn't really need to. Nice and easy. Now the only thing left to do is really juice it up in vape. We're good to go. I'll take a quick measurement. I will also say the top cap pops on and off very easy, which is nice. Height wise, it's a little shorty. About 33.4. In diameter, it should be around 24. And there it is, 24. Alright, so now we're back here with the outro. Let's go over the pros and cons of this. First pro is going to be flavor. You get very good flavor from this. It's pretty much as good as most of the bottom airflow RDAs, because the way they angled it, like I showed in the up close, it's a very smart design, where it's a little more leak proof if you over drip than a bottom airflow, but you're still going to get similar flavor to it. So kudos to that. It's a little better than a lot of these side air ones. Next one's going to be the air. There is a ton of air from this, like I said, and the way they angle it, very good idea. Next one's going to be flavor. You get very, very good flavor from this. I think I said that already. Yeah, that was my first pro, but you do. So the next one's actually going to be the post screw options. Post screw options are awesome. The fact they give something for everyone is a huge, huge thing in my opinion. I personally like the hex screws. I'm sure you all know that. I think they're the best. I think they last the longest. But they also included Phillips and flathead if you guys wanted to do that as well. Next one's going to be heat dissipation. The drip tip doesn't get hot and it's not going to transfer heat to your mod. Now this part, the chamber, will get hot. This part does get hot. Not super hot. I mean, I'm chain vaping it. It's still warm. So yeah, I mean, it's warm, but it's not hot by any means. But the drip tip doesn't get hot, and neither does your mod because of the bottom part, which I showed in the up close. Next one's going to be the price. At under 20 bucks for a really good RDA, it's hard to beat that price. There are people that charge over 60 for some of their RDAs. This one's just as good as any of those. I mean, the deck is the same as the Twisted Messes deck, pretty much. So that's $65 RDA. This one's $20 RDA. The quality on this is great. It has the extra stuff to it, the extra screws. It has, you know, the way the airflow goes is better than side. So I would take this over a lot of them. So the price is a huge pro in my book. Next one is the looks. I love the looks of it. It's very simple, very, you know, there's nothing special on it. It just has the Mad Dog and script on there as a logo. They don't go overboard with anything. It's a very nice looking atomizer. And I've seen the red one too on some red mods, and it is beautiful. Next one's gonna be the bottom protector. I love the idea of putting this. I wish more companies would do this, but you can use this on any atomizer. There's 24 millimeters, it will fit it right. So that's the awesome pro I wish a lot more would use. Next one's gonna be the color options. There's a lot of color options on it. They have green, they have a red, I think they have a blue, I think a gold. They have a lot of color options. So the color options always get a pro in my book. I know a lot of people like to match their stuff, so do I. So it's always great. That's it for the pros. Now onto the cons. I really don't have too many cons for it. The only con I have on this is that the deck is not offset. I wish they would make it offset. I wish all, you know, anything buildable would have offset decks. When you're building, what you really want is you want something higher and lower, so your top and your bottom leads can go in straight without having to bend them. You want them going straight because that's how your leads come looking out. And you also want each lead to have its own hole. Those are really the two main things that I look for in a deck. So yes, each lead gets its own hole, but I wish it would have been a more staggered deck. Now mind you, they did come out with a newer RDA than this, the Vapes. It's a little bit different. It has the same air though, for the most part, but I think a little less because it's split to look like two eyes, like a raccoon eyes. That's why they call it the Vapes. But that one has a staggered deck in it. So, you know, maybe that'd be a better option, but I don't know how well that performs. It might have too little air compared to this one. I couldn't tell you, but I wish it had a staggered deck. That's my only con. So the question is, would I recommend this? I don't like to do hard yeses or nos, but this one definitely leads towards the yes. It's a very good RDA at a very good price. It's simple, it looks good, it's got a lot of features to it, it's got good post screws, everything in it is what you want out of an RDA. You know, you can have flavor, you can have clouds, it will do whatever you want it to do. So yeah, I mean, you can see I'm clouding up the whole area. If you want to throw in another pro, it has a deep juice well too. I'm still hitting it, I haven't dripped it. It's still got juice in it, so that's another pro too. So that's all I got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Throw me a like and subscribe. I'll throw the subscribe button up this way. Yep, subscribe button. And I'll throw another video over here if you guys want to see it. I'm not sure which one yet. Maybe I'll throw it for the Fuchai mod in case anyone didn't see it. I did that review a little while ago. So good stuff there. Also, check out my blog on Aspire. I am doing a guest blog for Aspire, which is pretty cool. I get to write about whatever I want to write about. I did my first one last week. It was on battery safety and how to calculate your battery draw from regulated mods. So it's good to get that type of information out to a wider audience. The more people I can get it to, the better. So I'll try to find that link and I'll put that down below. So feel free to check out that blog. Comment down below if you have any questions or any other things you want to know, any feedback, anything you want reviewed. I always do my best. This is Anthony Vapes, as always, keeping it honest. Hopefully you guys can say you're doing the same, and I will catch you on the next review.